Have you ever climbed a ladder, hand over hand, exhausted and sweating, only to reach the top and realize it was leaning against the wrong wall? We live in an era of comfort. We have the technology, the safety, and the hacks for everything. Yet modern psychology is seeing a massive spike in what psychiatrist Viktor Frankl called the existential vacuum. It is a feeling of total meaninglessness. You aren't sad. You aren't necessarily depressed. You're just empty. We chase dopamine. We chase status. We chase happiness. And yet, the harder we chase, the faster it runs away. What if I told you that your obsession with being happy is the exact thing making you miserable? Today, we are rewiring your understanding of purpose using the work of Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and the founder of Logotherapy. In his masterpiece, Man's Search for Meaning, he outlined a framework to survive the unsurvivable. We are breaking this down into 5 actionable steps to help you find your why. Step 3 is the most difficult mental shift you will ever make, but it is the key to absolute mental freedom. Let's get into it. Step 1, practice the Socratic Method. Most of us are hostages to our own internal monologue. You wake up and a thought says, "You aren't good enough," or "This project will fail." And because that thought is in your voice, you believe it. You treat it as a fact. Frankl's logotherapy utilizes a technique similar to the Socratic Method to challenge these automatic, destructive thoughts. The goal isn't to force positive thinking. Positive thinking is often just a lie we tell ourselves. The goal is accurate thinking. When a destructive thought arises, you must interrogate it. You must put your own brain on the witness stand. Imagine your mind as a courtroom. The thought, "I am a failure," is the prosecution. Where is the evidence? Is there counter-evidence? Your actionable step, the evidence audit. For the next 24 hours, catch one automatic negative thought. Write it down on a physical piece of paper, then write 3 questions underneath it. 1. Is this 100% true? 2. What evidence do I have to the contrary? 3. Is this thought serving my meaning or destroying it? By doing this, you separate you from the thought, but quieting the mind is only the preparation. Once the noise stops, you need to know where to aim your focus, and unfortunately, most of us aim at the wrong target. Step 2, shift focus from pleasure to purpose. We live in a culture that tells us the goal of life is to be happy. We treat happiness like a destination, a place we arrive at if we buy the right car or get the right promotion. Frankl argues this is a trap. He teaches us to redefine happiness as a byproduct of pursuing meaningful work, not a goal in itself. Frankl calls the direct pursuit of happiness hyperintention. It's like trying to force yourself to fall asleep. The harder you try to sleep, the more awake you become. Happiness is the same. It must ensue. It cannot be pursued. Think of the moments you were truly happiest. Were you sitting around trying to be happy? Or were you lost in a project, helping a friend, or solving a difficult problem? Happiness happened while you were busy doing something else. Your actionable step, the side effect mindset. This week, I want you to ban the question, "Am I happy?" from your vocabulary. Replace it with, "Am I doing something meaningful?" Pick one task today, even a boring one, like answering emails. Instead of looking for the joy in it, look for the purpose. Who does this help? How does this advance your mission? When you chase meaning, happiness sneaks in the back door. But what happens when you find yourself in a situation where meaningful work seems impossible? What happens when you are suffering or stuck or in pain? That is when you need the ultimate weapon. Step 3, the power of the last human freedom. This is the core of Frankl's philosophy. Frankl was stripped of everything. His career, his family, his clothes, his name. He was just a number in a camp. But he realized there was one thing the guards could not take from him. He called it the last human freedom, the ability to recognize that no matter the circumstance, you always choose your attitude toward it. Between stimulus, what happens to you, and response, what you do, there is a space. In that space lies your freedom. Most people are reactive. The weather is bad, they are grumpy. Their boss is rude, they are defensive. They bridge the gap with habit. Frankl teaches us to bridge the gap with intent. Your actionable step, the 2-second gap. The next time something goes wrong, you spill coffee, you get cut off in traffic, you receive bad news, I want you to physically freeze for 2 seconds. In those 2 seconds, say to yourself, this is the stimulus. I choose the response. You don't have to like the situation. You just have to decide who you are going to be within it. If you've been with the channel for a while, you might be asking, how is this different from the 30-second pause we discussed in the emotional agility video? The 30-second pause is for digestion. It's for when you need to sit with a difficult emotion without running away. Frankl's 2-second gap is for decision. It is the emergency brake you pull to stop a reaction from becoming a regret. You need the 2-second gap to handle the world. You need the 30-second pause to handle yourself. If you haven't mastered the digestion part yet, the ability to sit with your feelings, you need to watch my breakdown of emotional agility. I've linked it in the top right corner right now. Click that I button and save it to your Watch Later list. It's the other half of this equation. Mastering your internal attitude is powerful, but you cannot find your why just by looking inside. As Frankl famously said, meaning is not found in the self. This brings us to step 4, service to the world. We live in the age of self-care. Treat yourself, love yourself, focus on yourself. While self-respect is vital, Frankl argues that true meaning comes from self-transcendence. If you feel hollow, it is often because your mirror is too big and your window is too small. Depression and anxiety often trap us in a loop of self-obsession. How do I feel? What do people think of me? Why is this happening to me? Frankl suggests we break this loop through dereflection. Stop looking at yourself. Look at what the world needs from you. Your actionable step, the contribution scan. Identify one area of your life where you feel stuck or dissatisfied. Now flip the script. Ask, how can I serve someone else in this situation? If you hate your job, stop focusing on how boring it is. Focus on how you can make a client's day easier. If you are struggling in a relationship, stop focusing on what you aren't getting. Focus on what you can give. Meaning is a bridge you build to others. But this requires a fundamental shift in how you view the universe. You have to stop acting like the main character who is owed a happy ending and start acting like something else entirely. Step 5, view life as a question. Here is the hard truth. Life does not owe you anything. We often sit back and ask, what is the meaning of my life? As if life is a movie and we are waiting for the plot to get good. Frankl reverses this. He says, stop asking what life owes you. Ask what you owe life. Imagine that life is asking you a question. Every hour, every challenge, every situation is a specific question that only you can answer. When you lose your job, life is asking, how will you handle this transition? When you are lonely, life is asking, how will you build connection? You answer not with words, but with right action. This is the ultimate responsibility. Your actionable step, the daily answer. At the end of today, I want you to look back at your actions. Did you answer life's questions with courage, or did you mumble your way through the day? Write down one question life asked you today. Maybe it was a difficult deadline. Maybe it was a tired child. Write down how you answered it. When you realize you are the one responding, you stop being a victim. Viktor Frankl survived the darkest experience in human history because he understood one thing. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. You have the freedom to choose your attitude. You have the power to serve, and you have the responsibility to answer life's questions. If you are ready to take full ownership of your mind, hit that subscribe button. We are building a community of people who refuse to live on autopilot. Remember, meaning provides the compass, but it does not provide the engine. Inspiration alone will fade. If you want to turn this new sense of purpose into a daily reality that lasts, you need a system to automate your discipline. Check out my previous videos on habits of peak performers. It's the perfect companion to what we talked about today.